Hi everyone. I'm very sorry I couldn't be with you in person, and I'm very thankful and grateful for the event and for everyone supporting Alaa, Galal al-Bahiri, and all those unjustly detained in Sisi's prisons in Egypt. Next September, Alaa will complete 5 full years since he was re-arrested in September 2019. In theory, he was sentenced for 5 years, and so this should be the end of his prison term. If there was any fragment of law left in Sisi's Egypt, we would be now counting down till Alaa's release next September. But as we know, Sisi and his regime kind of abolished the law in Egypt. And according to their papers, Alaa's 5-year sentence only started after he was sentenced and after the sentence was finalized by the ratification of the president. So for Sisi's regime, the 2 years prior to Alaa's sentencing are negligible. They just don't count. They're not included. And as we also know from previous experience, even finishing a sentence is no guarantee that they will let anyone go. Because Alaa had already previously finished a 5-year sentence when he was released in March 2019, before they took him again 6 months later. Until now, and it's been more than 3 years, the UK government has failed to gain any actual positive outcomes for my brother's situation. It's been more than 3 years where they failed to secure even a consular visit. I think we've had 4 different foreign secretaries. Not a single one of them managed to either secure a consular visit, lawyer's visit, or even secure clear recognition of the Egyptian state of Alaa's British citizenship, and clear timeline of his release from arbitrary detention. So it is essential that we keep on pressuring the UK government to uphold the role and the responsibility towards Alaa and towards all British citizens unjustly detained abroad. So thank you very much for helping me continue to do that. One of the hardest things about being here in the UK and living here is that I don't get to see Alaa as often as I used to. And I only see him every couple of months. And so our main form of contact is correspondence and letters. I send him weekly letters and I receive weekly letters from him. Despite that, despite the distance and not being able to be with him, Alaa has managed to be probably the most involved family member in my life, in my day-to-day life, and especially in this new phase of my life as a mother, because I gave birth 9 months ago to a beautiful girl named Lana, and he has been there with me all the way, every step of the way of my pregnancy, of giving birth, and all the different phases of Lana's development over the past 9 months. And it's always astonishing to me how he manages to do this from the depths of this horrid place he is in, in his cell and in the prison. I miss his voice, and the more we go through challenging times, both on a personal level and on a global level, particularly with what's been happening over the past 5 months in Palestine and in Gaza and the unfolding genocide, I feel like I miss his voice and his presence far more than anything else. I miss his voice as a writer because I always feel that he has something of essence to add to any ongoing conversation and debate. But I also particularly miss his voice and his presence as an older brother and a very dear friend of mine, because he helps me manage and navigate my emotions when things get too heavy on me. And this is something prison has dropped me off. I'll because I miss his voice, I'll just try to share with you a small bit of what he wrote, as a way for me to try and bring him closer to me and to you. And I'm sorry if I took longer than necessary. This is an extract from a piece he wrote with the title Palestine on My Mind. He wrote in 2021 from prison. And it is the final piece in his book, You Have Not Yet Been Defeated. Do I have the right to dream of escaping to Gaza? Do I have the right to dream of a road to Cairo that passes through Gaza? Does a captive have the right to ask for help from the besieged? I know that these questions show how ancient I am, but I am an Arab and Palestine's always on my mind. And in my defense, I'll say that I refuse to be humiliated in my country. And I never lowered my banners, and it should count that I stood in the face of my oppressors, an orphan, naked, and barefoot. And my solace is that the tragedy I'm living is but my share of yours. I call out to you, you are always on my mind. Thank you so much.